Hey guys, Minecraft Steve here, and I'm gonna come back at you with a new video here today. And I thought I'd try something new and make a story time video to give you some background. Back in the day when I was like 13 or 14, I used to play on this Fallout RP server on Gmod, which is as fucking gay as it sounds, where me and a few of my friends like ran around in a faction called the NCR, e.g. the New California Republic from Fallout New Vegas. And this is one of the many stories from when I used to play on that server, and I think I might make this a series of some kind because we got some pretty good bangers from the server. I think they'd be pretty funny. So anyway, enjoy. So it was 2017 autumn, and we were just all hanging around on a Fallout RP, drinking some fucking Nuka-Cola, eating some of that good-ass Salisbury steak, and some little dweeby wastelander comes up to us on gate duty. And this kid starts talking, and he was like so fucking squeaky, I thought he was a troll, like fucking with us or some shit, you know? But nah, I think this kid was actually for real. Because I was like reluctant at first to let him in, thinking he was a troll and he was just here to fuck around, and we were having some bad times in the NCR with people just taking the piss and fucking around. But my friend Yates felt some kind of pity for him, and after everyone just laughed when he talked, because he was literally so fucking squeaky, I was like, well, maybe we should let him in, I don't know, because I felt kind of bad for the kid, you know? And this kid was honestly the type of one who'd turn up at school on a home clothes day with like a cardigan or some shit his mum knitted and expect not to get violated and then cry and tell the teacher. So, you know, this is the kind of guy we're dealing with. And so I let him in because at least I thought he'd be some fucking comic relief or some shit. So, I went off gate duty for a few hours after he was let in, you know, I went AFK, went out, something like that. But when I came back, I was heard this kid was like really pissing people off, like not listening to orders and shit, and just kind of doing his own thing and fucking around. And I was done with that shit by this point, you know. The NCR, we were doing some serious shit here, and I was getting really pissed off with people just fucking around. So I was pissed because I really thought this kid was like a troll, and I was done with that. And so in the moment, I transformed into a keyboard warrior and logged my ass onto Fallout RP and fucking, like, literally fucking fuming. And I was ready to slap this kid right out of the NCR and fully go on Winston Rage mode from Overwatch. So I get in the server and I quick march myself right over to where he's at, fully interrogating anyone and everyone who's like knows where he is. So with my plus 25% movement speed and fully bunny hopping across the nuclear wasteland, I scoot my way over to the town where he's at. And I get there and he squeals, "Hello sir, what are my orders?" Like some dumb shit like that. And I'm like, "Billy, my main man, I've heard you've been doing some dumb shit, and that's really not very cash money of you. And basically I'm gonna have to kick you out the NCR because that kind of behaviour isn't acceptable around here." And this kid doesn't say much back, and I'm like, okay, that's kind of weird, because like trolls, they usually kind of go out and yell at you like some kind of demon devil incarnate or something. And so with that, he kind of just stood there, not really saying much, and I was like, oh fuck. And then he left the server, and I'm like, shit, he's probably just crashed or something, you know? So I go back to patrolling around as a fucking epic NCR Ranger captain. So later on, probably being some troops asked about like not being on gate or guard duty or some shit, and midway through doing this, Yates messages me, and I'm like, okay, fuck. And he goes, "Sebby, did you make Billy cry?" And at that moment, I'm thinking, oh shit. Because I was convinced that this fucking Billy kid was like a troll with a voice changer. So I hop into a call with Yates, who was like, "Man, Billy just called me up 20 minutes ago, fully in tears, having a meltdown, going, the Ranger captain, man, kicked me out of the NCR, and none of the other factions will let me in. Please, Yates, please let me back in the NCR." So I'm like half laughing, but like half feeling kind of guilty. But then Yates explains that like Billy had training to make sure he wasn't that shit from Yates himself. So I felt pretty fucking bad. So with my plus 25 movement speed and bunny hopping even faster than before back across the nuclear wasteland, I skedaddled all the way back to find Billy wherever he was, probably licking some kind of soggy old boot on a street corner, rocking himself back and forth crying as a fucking wasteland hobo or some shit. And I pick this man up and I go, Billy, man, it's all a fucking mistake, man. You're back in the NCR. And I think I say sorry to him and probably give my mans a medal because I felt bad. And after that, I think we all live happily ever after. Until the very next week. And I come on and see the fucking NCR Rangers had been nerfed to shit. Like, before, we had like med kits, sniper rifles, fucking like an SMG with like fucking 45 damage a hit, fucking pistols, like Ranger revolvers and shit that did 150 damage a hit. Like, this shit was mad. And you get like over 100, like 600, OP. And to be fair, we did deserve a nerf, but the motherfucking Enclave, who were the bane of my existence at this point, like, these fuckers, they just fuck with me in any way they could, because I was a pretty squeaky fucker myself at this point, and at whatever point they could, they belittled and made the NCR look shit, because they were so fucking good, because they had like Gatling lasers and shit. There was kind of like a fucking purge of the NCR at this point, and they recruited 3 of our best guys who were all in the Rangers, and it was no coincidence that we'd just been nerfed and 3 of our fucking guys left to go to the Enclave who had the most OP shit in the server. So one of them was this kid called Ezio, and he was like a year older than me, I think like 15 at this point, maybe late 14, I'm not quite sure. And he just upped and left after being like the day before, Sebby, man, I will stay in the NCR forever, and I love the Rangers. One day I want to be Ranger Captain myself. And then I was really fucking pissed again, because I thought this kid was like a real NCR homie for life, and then he just fucking ups and leaves. So he joins the Enclave with the 2 others, and one came back after realising the Enclave was literally fucking bargain bin trash, which is another story for another day. But then this kid tries to follow, you know, the guy that got back in and get his rank back in the NCR as Ranger after leaving like a few days prior. And he comes back in game to the NCR front gate and is like, please, Sebby, man, please give me my rank back. I promise I no live again, please. And I was fucking pissed, because I was pissed off about getting fucked around by people, because the NCR was in a state of basically civil war, and we were getting dogged on by the admins, dogged on by the Enclaves, and just straight up fucked by the Legion as well. So I was just like, no, fuck off to this guy, because I was at the end of my motherfucking tether. And he leaves the server, like literally right after, like the little bitch ass boy he was. So he messages me on Discord, and it's like 10 minutes later, and it's like, Sebby, I really need to talk to you, man. I'm literally crying. And I'm thinking, surely this kid is not for real. And I was 13 at this time. But still, I gave this man a benefit of the doubt, and I get on a call. And this kid is having a fucking bigger meltdown than my man fucking Billy, who I think was genuinely 8 years old and had 2 fucking synapses working at most. He was sniffing and crying and shit and going, please, Sebby, man, please let me back in the NCR, please, man, I really didn't want to leave. I was in the Enclave as a spy, and then I was going to come back and I was going to get intel, and please, shit, Sebby, man, I love the NCR, please. And now I knew this kid was fucking lying, because the shit he was talking to NCR in the server chat the day before. He was like, yeah, fuck the NCR Rangers, man, they're fucking trash, and Sebby fucking sucks dick and shit like that. And I calmed this guy down after he was crying, still fucking pissed, but I was like, the most I can do for you here, man, is give you back your private rank. And he's like, no, Sebby, please, Ranger, man, please, I will pay you in Minecraft Pixelmon points, man, please. And I was like, literally, I can't do this. You left. You're not coming back in the fucking Rangers, who are like meant to be the most elite division in the NCR, and expect to have your rank back after leaving for the scummy twats that are the Enclave. And at this fucking point, this motherfucking guy was making chimpanzee crying noises, and I knew I just had to bullshit him before he started ODing on paracetamol or some shit. So I was like, okay, my man, I'll talk to the NCOs and see what I can do, but it's up to the NCR leader. So take off all the responsibility off me, and just like, I wasn't gonna have this kid just fucking cry at me in the DMs for like the next fucking 3 days. So I just fucking bullshitted him, because that's what he deserved, because he was a little fucking scummy prick. And he was like, thank you, man, thank you, please, man, and I never know how to repay you for this kind, please, I love you, have my kids, man, please, I'm so sorry, like fully still crying and sniffling and shit. And anyway, to cut a long story short, I made this kid cry at fucking age 15 when I was age 13, and then this motherfucking guy never comes back after I kindly offer him a private rank. I could have just gone fuck off and go to another server, or go to fucking Legion, who literally lick each other's balls every day. But like, I was like, out of the kindness of my heart, I tried to let this guy back in, and he fucks me over, and then he just leaves because I didn't promote his fucking ass back up to Ranger. Anyway, so that's about it. That's how I made 2 kids cry on Fallout RP, which is definitely not my biggest flex in life, especially about Billy. I don't really care about the other guy who was literally 15 years old, but there we go. If you want more of these kind of videos, storytime videos from like my Fallout RP server days back in 2017 and 2018, just fucking message me, whoever you are, tell me in the comments, like the video, subscribe, just hit that like button, hit that fucking subscribe button, and hit that comment button, and just type down Sebby, I love you. Yeah, fuck my man Ezio, and I'll see you guys in the next video.